Welcome, Algebra 2. This is section 2.3, linear functions in slope-intercept form. The essential question is, what does it mean when the ratio of vertical change to horizontal change is constant? And let's begin. So a lot of this is review, but we're going to go over it quick. Slope of a line is the ratio of vertical change to horizontal change. Let's say ratio, this forms a fraction. So the ratio of vertical change, how much between these 2 points, how much you go up, to horizontal change, how much you're going to the right. So we can write that as vertical change divided by horizontal, or y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 if we have two different points. You can plug in the y's of the first and the x of the first point minus the x and y of the second point. Another way I like to think about slope, it's the change in y over change in x. So I do this delta y over delta x. You'll see that notation in math. It just means how much is y changing? It's going up or down this much. How much does x change? It's going to the right this much. All right. What is the slope of a line that passes through these 2 points? So what we can do is we can write the equation for the slope. Just practice this. I can call this x1 and y1 and call this x2 and y2. You want to label this whenever you do these kind of things. So let's do the equation. It's going to be y1, so 7 minus y2, 4. Oh no, it's y2 minus y1. Let's just say consistent. It doesn't really matter as long as you're consistent. But anyways, it's going to be 4 minus 7 over negative 2 minus negative 3. And what do you get? 4 minus 7 is going to be negative 3 on top. And then you have minus negative 3, so that's going to be plus 3, so negative 2 plus 3, which is going to be positive 1 on the bottom and negative 3 on top. So that simplifies to negative 3. For these 2 points, the change is going to be, for slope, it's going to be x y2 is going to be 1 minus negative 3 over 7 minus 7. Well, what happens on the top? That's going to be plus, that's going to be 4. On the bottom, it's going to be 0. You can't divide by 0, so the slope is undefined. This is a straight up and down line, so it's an undefined slope. All right, different categories of slopes. So we can have positive slope. That's where the line raises when you're going left to right. So we call that a positive slope. When it goes down when we're going left to right, we call this a negative slope. A zero slope is a horizontal line going left and right. And an undefined slope, which is that one we just did, is a vertical line straight up and down. All right, slope-intercept form. This is a form of the equation y equals mx plus b. The m is your slope. Your b is your y-intercept. That's where the line will cross the y-axis. So if the slope is 1/5 and the y-intercept is 0, negative 3, the equation of the line can be written as, we just plug it in. So y equals mx, so 1/5 x, and then plus, well, your b, your y-intercept is the b value of this y-intercept. So be plus negative 3 or minus 3. That's the equation of the line. Let's try some examples. So pause the video. Okay, write in the equation slope-intercept form. What is the slope and y-intercept? So we got to convert this to slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. The key here is the y is isolated. So whatever this equation is here, I have to isolate the y value. So my first step to isolate the y value, I got to get rid of this negative 4 and get rid of the 5x. I want to do in the reverse order of PEMDAS, right? So you want to subtract and add first. So I want to subtract this 5x first. So I'm going to subtract 5x on both sides. When you do this, these 5x's cancel, so I get negative 4y equals, and you don't combine 16, and these are different terms, they don't combine. So I'm going to put it as 16 minus 5x. Alright, my next step to get y by itself, I got to get rid of this negative 4. So it's negative 4 times y. I divide by negative 4. I have to divide everything by negative 4. Every term here. Not just the 16 and the 5, I've got to divide everything. So these cancel out. I'm left with y equals 16 divided by negative 4 is negative 4. And negative divided by negative is going to be positive 5/4 x. I'm going to rearrange this to put the x term on the left. That's consistent with our slope-intercept form. So y equals 5/4 x minus 4. So that's the equation of the line. Now what's the slope? Well, the slope is the coefficient for the x. So the slope's going to equal 5/4. And the y-intercept is negative 4. So y-intercept, your b is going to be negative 4. So that's the point 0, negative 4. Try the next one. Pause the video. Okay, what's the equation for the line, and what is the slope and y-intercept? We'll make that equation y equals mx plus b, slope-intercept form. So I got 2 points on here, and they're labeled. And the first point is labeled at 0, 4, and the second point is labeled at 1, 1. So when I have 2 points, we can figure out, first we got to figure out the slope and the y-intercept. Well, the y-intercept for b is pretty easy. You just look at it, and that happens at 4. So your b is 4. Now we got to figure out your slope, m. Well, we can use the equation when you have 2 points. So the slope's going to be, we'll call the first point, we'll call this x1 and y1, and we'll call this x2 and y2. So the slope's going to be y2 minus y1, so 1 minus 4, over x2 minus x1, so 1 minus 0. So you're going to get negative 3 over 1, which is going to be negative 3. So my slope's negative 3, my y-intercept's b is 4. So the equation for the line is going to be y equals, let's try that again, y equals negative 3x plus 4. And that's it.